This is Aery, Sky Castle. It's actually one of 2 games that I found today that are about birds flying through pretty spaces. There's this one, and there's one called Feather. So I'm going to play both of them tonight, and we'll see what we think of them. I'm already in love with the Ladyhawke-like soundtrack that I'm hearing right now. I hope that I've got it loud enough that you can hear it, but that it's not drowning me out. I will certainly find out later on if I totally screwed up the audio mix here. I have not even started a game of this. I don't know how to play it, so we're going to discover it together.
Many years ago, our world broke apart. There was a brave young wizard who decided to fix the world. But to do so, he first had to see everything that happened. He had to explore the world and find its very essence. He had to see the damage that needed to be undone. He had to truly understand everything that happened and everything that didn't.
Is that it? Has it frozen? Oh no, here we go. Okay.
As he started his journey, he quickly realized that he needed to fly to cross the gap between the floating pieces of land. He had to be small and agile, yet he had to move quickly before it was too late. He didn't have to think twice about the solution and turned himself into a little bird. He spread his wings and started his adventure to repair the broken world.
Okay, already I think I need to change my controls here. So, interesting. So, it looks like invert Y was on, but it was... Oh, that was so weird. Okay. Invert Y was on, but having it on meant up was up and down was down. I guess they mean invert it from other flight sims? Oh, did I just... Okay, that was garbage. What? I accidentally left. I have no idea what was going on. So one thing that's odd about the menus in this game is that they don't let you push the B button to back up, and so you have to manually like target an option, like a resume option. And I just sort of like by habit, I don't know, navigated somewhere and pushed A, and that was not the right way to go. I was not paying enough attention. So we'll try this again.
As he started his journey, he quickly realized that he needed to fly to cross the gap between the floating pieces of land. He had to be small and agile, yet he had to move quickly before it was too late. He didn't have to think twice about the solution and turned himself into a little bird. He spread his wings and started his adventure to repair the broken world.
Okay, so now that I'm not just screwing menus up, I can actually see what it's like to play this game. So, okay, now that I've fixed the inversion, if I push forward, I go down. If I pull back, I go up. Left and right sort of bank me and turn me. Actually, it doesn't really bank me that much. It's just yaw. So what's my purpose? I can see some rising, glowing stuff here. Do I need to go to these places? Maybe? Okay, I've got little houses here. Kind of cool. Do I have a destination? What happens if I just fly straight into a... Nope. Okay, if I fly into an obstacle, that's bad. So I'm not going to fly into obstacles anymore. Well, we'll see. I'm going to try not to fly into obstacles anymore. Oh, listen to that music. It is gorgeous. Okay, so my goal is to see the world, understand the world, and bring it back together again? So, how can I tell what I'm supposed to accomplish. Oh, okay, I see something that looks like a ring down this direction. Do I need to fly through that? I know there's so many flying games where that's the goal, is to fly through rings. Okay, I've done that. Didn't seem to... Whoa, what the... Whoa, what was that? Not sure. There's a waterfall. And then, yes, we can... It's more like magic purple dust. Oh, it's a ring. Let's see if we can... Oh, what? Did I just clip a boulder? And so it's loading? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Did I clip the boulder and lose? Or no, I'm somewhere. Maybe that was me going through a portal. All right. So now I'm in a... Wow, okay, I'm in a crazy dream world. What is this? Is this a collectible? What is this? Yes! You can tell because it made the collectible sound. I've got... Oh, it's a feather. A 1 out of 16 feathers. What's this spinny atom-looking thing? A battery. The soundtrack is great, by the way. It feels like it might be a little loud next to my voice. Let me know if it's dominating a little bit too much. What is even going on? Oh, whoa, okay, so if I hit the left bumper, I do a little spin. That's kind of neat. Right bumper as well. What other buttons do I have? Okay, well, the X button apparently opens the pause menu, and I don't... Okay, interesting. Oh, I see where my mistake was before, when I accidentally left the game. So, in the options menu, back is at the bottom. But in the pause menu, resume is at the top. So I just habitually went to the bottom and I triggered the main menu, because the previous menu had the exit button basically at the bottom. So, okay, at least I understand my mistake now, because I was weirded out when I ended up on the main menu and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't feel like I did anything crazy. But there we go. Packler's like, do a barrel roll! He didn't actually say that, but he alluded to it. Okay, it looks like there's a... Is that a feather down there? I don't know. We'll get there eventually. Slowly but surely, we're going to arrive at that feather. You know what this music makes me think of, actually? The Never-Ending Story. Like, at first it was Ladyhawke, but now I think it's actually... Yeah. Oh man, that was... The Never-Ending Story theme was like my favorite song when I was in the 3rd grade. But like, given that I'm sort of floating in a void with like fragments of a destroyed world around me, definitely makes me think of Never-Ending Story. Okay, so we're gonna hit this other collectible up here. Oh, and then there's one up and to the left too. So is that my goal in this game? Am I just here to find all the collectibles? I mean, that kind of makes sense for a game that's just, you know, wants to be sort of like just a really chill exploration game. Just saying, yeah, explore until you've found all this stuff. And what that is going to encourage me to do is just to go to all the places. And if I see something unfamiliar, I should chase that unfamiliar thing because it might have a collectible I haven't found yet. So a lot of times, you know, collectibles in games can feel like a distraction or feel like just it's a different kind of gameplay that's sort of getting in the way a little bit of what you normally want to do. But in a game like this, you know, just picking up obscure collectibles actually feels like it's, you know, it's in line with what they actually want the experience to be. Because like, you know, like picking up feathers in, say, Grand Theft Auto 4, you know, or was it feathers in that game, or was that, am I thinking of a different Grand Theft Auto? There was some game where you had to collect feathers. It's so different from the regular gameplay that if you get too into it, it almost feels like it's detracting from the experience. of what you came to the game to do. And if you've got kind of like an obsessive completionist collector's mentality, it can make it feel like sort of something inappropriate is taking over the game. But for a game like this to fit, and like the goal is to just have me chill and explore all the crazy art they made. I mean, you can't actually do much better than an obscure collectible system. So there's another feather off to the right near that pagoda. So I'll try to remember the pagoda. Oh, there's a rock over there too, but there's also a couple of feathers straight ahead. That one, and then there's one up at the top of this tower. So I'll head up the tower, then I'll go back to the rock, then the pagoda, and that will have me at 11. I'll have 5 more to find at that point. So let's find out what happens. Oh, there's one on top of that globe too, and one on the pirate ship. And where's the rock? I must be behind the pirate ship somewhere. Okay, well this one's going to be hard to get without colliding with the ship, which we learned is bad. Okay, so this world had one. Is it on top up here? Yes, there it is. Okay, so I swear there was like a gray rock that had one. Oh, there, looks like there's one in the distance down here. Oh, there's two. There's one straight ahead of me now, and there's one a little bit to the right. So, okay, so after I grab these two, there's still that one that was on top of a rock. So I'll be at 13, 14. And I know there's at least one other one that I've seen. It's like kind of off to my left a little bit. So I think I can at least get close to getting them all. What is this that it's close to? It looks like some kind of dragon. It's like in the jaws of a dragon? Did that count? Okay, good. I did get it. Okay, so back this way. I still don't see that there's one on top of a rock, I thought. Okay, so I must maybe I saw the one on top of the globe and it just looked like a rock from the angle I was at. So you see there's the one off to the left, upper left corner of the screen right now, and there's one straight ahead of me. So I'll get these two and then I'll just have one left to find. Watch me collide with something and then it restarts me without any collectibles. That will be hilarious. It'll be like all of my pointless deaths when I was playing Goner 2 a minute ago. Okay, so I'll grab this one, and then yeah, I'll go hunting for that last one, which I may or may not have already seen. Alright, so I feel like there might be something this direction. I'm actually kind of surprised that the 15 I've found so far were this easy to find. Like, when I saw how many collectibles there were, I was kind of like, oh, that's going to be impossible. But, just because, I mean, this world it's very open, but it's also very complex, and it seemed like it was going to be pretty hard to find everything. But that actually went surprisingly well. Wait, okay, I see a little shimmer up there. Is that just a light source, or is that... I'm betting that's not actually collectible. I'm betting that's just a light source over there. But it doesn't look like I've got much better to do than chase that light source, so I guess I'll just keep going this direction. I mean, the collectible could just as easily be behind any of these rocks, so might as well fly this way. I feel like there's something floating over here. What is that? Something kind of rhombus shaped? Oh, is that a fence? It's just like a section of fence. Okay, cool. Alright. Come on, last collectible, where are you? Let's dive down below everything and see if that reveals something. Okay, I think I already got one from the top of that, like, sparking fountain. This little spinny guy in the middle, is that going to be like... Maybe this is like something that's going to unlock after I get the last collectible. I think I flew through this once before and it didn't do anything. So... where are you? Okay, there's got to be a thing. Well, if I can't find this collectible in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to spend another 15 minutes trying to find it. If you're watching this on YouTube later, feel free to skip ahead and see when I finally find this collectible. If I finally find this collectible. Okay, so I already found the one that was atop this crystal. It could be behind so many things. I feel like I've got to fly all the way through all these obstacles first and then turn around and see if I can see it from that angle. I like that they give you the ability to barrel roll when it means absolutely nothing to the gameplay. Like, anytime I see a mechanic like that where it's like, it's pointless, but you can do it anyway and it's neat. I don't know, there's just something special about it. Because it just feels like, I've spent so many times I had some neat idea for something to put into a game, but if it wasn't critical to the gameplay, it wasn't central to the experience, we just didn't have time to implement it, right? So you have to always, make all of these, like, triage decisions. Oh, my controller just ran out of batteries. But this game doesn't do anything about that. Okay, well, hold on. Yikes. Okay, pop the new batteries open. Most games are required, I think, by certification to, like, do something when your controller runs out of batteries. Like, to stop the game in some way. But not this one. This game is a rebel. Oh my gosh. Come on. Do not hit this obstacle. Okay, we're back. That was crazy. Okay, anyway. I love that the greatest adventure I had in this game was my controller running out of batteries. Alright, so... Anyway, what I was saying was, a lot of times, your time and resources are so constrained, you can only do things that are central to the experience. And so whenever something gets into a game that isn't central, where clearly somebody just did something out of love, and not because it was, you couldn't ship the game without it, it just feels really special. So the barrel rolls in this game feel special to me that way. And that's one reason why I really like, the way that I like to approach game development is, ideally, you don't have your programmers spending all of their time implementing specific things. Ideally, you have them spend their time creating tools so that members of other disciplines have the power to do things they couldn't normally do on their own. Because the more tools like that you set up, the more different people are empowered to not just make things that are central to the game, but also to put their own weird little touches, like the trait system, the naming system in State of Decay 2. Once like Jurgen and Matthew gave me the tools to work with, to create as many, to create the traits, to create the names, do anything I wanted within those systems, that freed me up to make a bunch of weird stuff that was not necessary for the game, but I take a lot of pride in all the weird stuff that you could find if you just like generate characters again and again and again. And so that's, there's a lot of stuff in the naming system, the trait system in State of Decay 2 that's the equivalent of these barrel rolls, which just like, it doesn't have to be there, but it was fun to put it there. And that's kind of what comes from a sort of a tools focused mentality instead of just an implementation focused mentality. Oh wait, Packler says it's in the tree's roots. What tree? Okay. The thing ahead of me right now looks kind of like a tree, but since I don't see anything in the roots, I bet Packler meant a different tree. There's like a palm tree over here. Is that what he meant? Did I? There's all kinds of things that might be the tree that Packler's talking about. Unfortunately, I didn't read his message exactly when he sent it. So I was probably facing this direction? Oh wait. The cage down there, does that have something? Oh, okay, so Silver's saying the music is a bit high, so I'm going to bring down the music a little bit, because yeah, if the music is drowning me out, that's a problem. I don't want it to be unheard. Okay, yes, here it is, the final collectible. I'm not sure how easily I can get into that cage without hitting something, unfortunately. Yikes. Okay, I did it. And now it's slowing me down and loading in a good way. Nice. So I just got an achievement. It's behind my head. I got 100 achievement points for beating World 7.
The brave wizard knew that there was only one thing he needed. As he was young, he heard about a magic book that was able to recreate the world itself. It could rewind time itself, and by doing so, undo every damage that was once done. The book, however, was hidden in a giant castle. A castle that was destroyed as the world broke apart.
Oh, okay, and so now we're back at the hub world, and I'm looking for another world to enter. So yeah, Packard is like, that's world 7? Not 1 or 2? Maybe this home world is 1? Yeah, so I think that basically there's a bunch of portals in this world, and I can take them in any order. And then I guess in each one of them, I need to collect a certain number of collectibles. And once I've done that, it progresses the story. And eventually I'll complete all of the worlds, and I'll get to see the ending. Well, okay, so I think we've got a pretty decent overview of what this game is and how it works. I really hope that I was audible enough during the beginning before I... Oh, wait. I actually just turned up the volume, so I was probably hard to hear just a couple seconds ago. I mean, I hope the audio situation in this video is not a complete disaster. Yeah, so this is a really interesting thing. I mean, clearly, made by, a small team, with mostly artistic aspirations here. This is not a very mechanics heavy game. This isn't one that's like, trying to make you learn a bunch of rules and challenging you in that particular way. It's much more of a sort of, it's a light athletic challenge, mostly about just exploring an interesting world with an interesting art style. So, I appreciate that. And one other thing, like, if you are an achievement collector, when I first just brought up the main menu of this game for the very first time, it immediately gave me 100 achievement points. So bear that in mind. I got 100 achievement points for completing that world. I got 100 achievement points just for starting the game. Now, part of me feels a little bit like, that might be trivializing the achievement system a little bit. It seems like this game managed to skate by without satisfying a lot of pretty standard, like, certification requirements. Like, they're, playing fast and loose with how achievements work, and the fact that I was able to run out of batteries in my controller and the game just did not register it at all was kind of a surprise. But I imagine that, I don't know, maybe Xbox Live just kind of plays it a little bit fast and loose with clearly very small team indie titles. Maybe they don't make them jump through all of the same hoops that they make bigger games jump through. Anyway, this has been fascinating, but for right now, let's wrap this up, and we'll go try Feather, because it is very similar in its initial pitch, but I'm sure it's a very different game. We'll go find out.